Gang, welcome. Let's talk about Titans episode 109, Hank and Dawn. Y'all see that spit come out of my mouth? Pretty epic.
I missed it.
Do it again for the kids at home.
Let's slip our way into a spoiler-free discussion of Titans episode 109, Hank and Dawn. The origin story of Hank Hall and Dawn Granger's relationship and the loss in each of their pasts that brings them together as vigilante superheroes, Hawk and Dove. At first, on paper, if you showed me this, I'd be like, snooze. But I got right out the gates. I'm going to say this. Favorite episode.
Me too.
100%.
It was so beautiful.
Favorite.
And fun. It was so beautiful and not fun in a take it lightly way, but just like
fun as
I
in
loved
good character
I had
piece.
fun watching it because I was like, this is beautiful to see how this happened.
Yeah. Actual good TV.
Yeah.
That's what you wanted from this.
Like
I
a
thought
movie.
Yeah.
I've always said, and I've heard it said that
Spoiler-free.
there are no bad characters, just bad writers, and I believe that to be true. If you were to ask me any characters that I thought that wouldn't be true for, the two I'd pick are probably Hawk and Dove. And this show has found a way to really make me care about Hawk and Dove, like really like be invested in. And I enjoyed the first Hawk and Dove episode. And at first, I think I react to these summaries worried how you guys are going to react. I'm like, oh no, they're going away from the main cast again. But I like that. I think Titans, the idea of the Titans isn't just this core team, but a wider universe of characters. So like Hawk and Dove, they're not part of the core team, but they are the Titans, and Donna Troy is part of the Titans, and Jason Todd are part of the Titans, and it's part of this. And in that way, I think it's a cool show to start your DC universe app on, because it is a wider universe.
We're getting so many really important characters.
Yeah, and so
And this show does the work, puts in the effort to make you care about Hawk and Dove. And in ways that are so just like, wow, I empathize with these characters.
Yes.
I actually understand. Hank, first episode 2 was Hawk and Dove. And
Yeah.
you're like, man, he's an asshole. Like, you're just like, and he's supposed to be to a degree, but also
He
it's like,
swore 52 times in the period of like 4 minutes.
I know, a lot of F's, big, strong F's in there. And like, but you're just like, you're kind of trying to understand him because that's kind of like his personality in the comics. And it's like, I want to understand it, but in the context of this show, I'm not getting it yet.
Yeah.
It seems like he's just being an overpossessive boyfriend, and I'm not here for that.
Yeah.
But in this, I'm like, you did the effort to actually tell a compelling story of why a person would be like this for medical reasons, for his literal background as a person. Like, this is why he's like this.
We have a picture of OG Hawk and Dove. Anybody wanted to see the original Donnie version of Dove? Get excited.
By the way, coolest. I think this is my favorite, like, proto suit for anything.
Superheroes.
Like Flash's. Like, remember when he tested his speed in the very first episode? Loved it. Love this because it's like, what is Dawn wearing? What is that on the back? What is he wearing there? Also, I'm sorry, did I miss? I get why they call him Hawk. Why did he call himself Dove?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay, don't care then.
I will say, because again, this
Birds and
is
stuff.
this is spoiler.
Because birds. They're
This is spoiler free. They dive into an issue that when they first dove into it, I was like, this show's not going to be able to handle this.
Yeah.
By the end, I was like, that worked. For the most part, that worked. And I was worried, but it does dive into, because this is the more adult DC universe, they do dive into some stuff. But again, I immediately liked Hawk in the first episode, because I like those characters. I like he played Raphael in the new movies. The personalities,
Aquaman in Smallville.
Yeah, the personality's similar. There are some very negative, and I think honestly their relationship is nice, but it does the way they treat each other is not the best.
Yeah, both of them.
On both sides, it's like, oh, you need to talk to some people. But I understanding why he's so aggressive, understanding when we get to Dawn, her situation, why they're together. I don't know. I'm glad you guys liked it, because I liked it too.
And but I was gonna say, also I understand the violence from their point of view now.
Yeah.
I get it from Robin, I can't tell what your deal. I'm on, like, I don't hate the character, but like when he takes a guy's face and like runs it across like broken glass, you're like, come on, man, like, what are you doing? And I'm only saying that in comparison to how they did the effort in this episode to be like, this is where they came from.
Yeah.
So when they behave this way, you're like, I don't like it, but I get it.
Yeah.
So it's, but sorry, Roxy, what were you going to say?
I'm so glad that this aired after we met them.
Yeah.
And in that order, because I feel like knowing where they were and then going back was really helpful for me to put to like the previous episode even better, if that makes sense.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't want to spoil too much about their chemistry, but what I will say is that these are two of the most seasoned actors on the show.
Not
And-
only the most seasoned actors, but two of the craziest, prettiest people.
They're
Like you're
gorgeous.
just like,
Period.
oh,
on the planet.
damn. What's,
Yeah.
Minka Kelly
babies
is
will be so
like,
attractive.
I'm surprised that she hasn't been larger than she is.
Agreed.
She's stunning. She seems so sweet. Who knows if she actually is?
Yeah.
But she's just got that vibe to her, and she's really super talented.
Yeah.
So
She was also very briefly in The Path, and she was very good at that as well.
She was
Yeah,
in
she-
Detroit Beyond Human.
she's been a massive TV star for years and years, and she's done some films. But I think that I hope this helps her career resurgence. 'Cause she's just so great. Not that she's working always, but I just
Yeah.
mean in general, she should be huge.
To kind of like to pop off a little bit,
Yeah.
because she's one talented and two beautiful. Like
But she's not a household name.
and
Yeah.
she's not. But like I kind of recognize it every time the name pops up, but I couldn't associate her face with that name for a while. But
Yeah.
I got Nina Dobrev and Minka Kelly; those were names in my head. I was like,
Interesting.
Yeah.
like in my brain. But because it's spoiler free, we do have a comment here from Boot. She said, also I saw next week's preview talking about what we're talking about now.
Yeah.
People will not be pleased, and guess what? I'm happy to say that it is exactly the opposite. I think
It's really good.
I finally get the show. I get it from this. There are some ties back to other Titans in this episode, which
are
they
very interesting.
Interesting until you do the legwork to figure out how this connects back. You're
Yeah.
like, oh, I get what's happening
Yeah,
now.
it does. Yeah, if you're worried that this is a complete detour from what's been happening, it's not. And I think that
I feel as if it is not a complete detour,
Yeah.
but a pretty large detour.
yeah, but I think I'm
you're not
interested.
wrong,
The
but
connective
yeah.
tissue interests me greatly on
too.
how it's all going to work out, and also it's fun to note that Jeff Johns wrote this episode. So
I felt like if we see what they see in the way that we see it, they made that very clear very quickly.
Oh,
Like-
what do you mean
Like
exactly?
at the end of
for-
our episode, that popped up super fast, super large, like larger and faster than
Oh,
usually.
Jeff Johns,
yeah,
like, credit, like,
yeah.
boom.
Yeah, like literally, I don't know if that happened the second the episode ended. It's
yeah,
Jeff
like,
Johns.
his
And I was
name.
like,
yeah.
huh.
And it's cool to see because he wrote the Doom Patrol episode. It's cool that see him. He's actively involved in it, and
Probably my two favorite episodes so far.
yeah.
So.
So yeah, I'm glad
Not
you guys were
surprised.
on board. And again, I'm just shocked. I'm shocked that I've enjoyed episodes with Hawk and Dove as much as I have.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Stunned.
awesome, but like really cool because I know in the comics sometimes they get like a little bit like larger than life with who they are,
Yeah.
and this is like they're people, and like what Robin's supposed to be is a person
Yeah.
in a world where there are larger than life things, but their story is smaller, it's more intimate, and you get to actually take the time and learn more about them. I'm actually curious of people who are more on board with the show so far, how they're going to react to this episode, because I think it's the best acting we've gotten, the best writing, and I think the best story so far for why these people are the way that they are. And I'm excited to see Hawk and Dove actually like get more involved in the story.
Yeah.
Yes,
And
yes.
Yes.
yeah. And like all these shows, they've been talking about like, could there be a spinoff? And before I was like, whatever. And now it's like, you know what? I'd watch it.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'd watch it.
They would be doing some good work, very violent work, but I'd be like, you know what? I like these actors, so
Yeah.
wouldn't be upset.
Yeah, and also, that spoiler. There's a fun character actor that shows up in it as well. Yeah, so it's very cool. I've got some questions for you guys that I think I'll say. I don't think they're spoilery, but I think I'll save them for the next time.
For next time. But you guys can also check out the full Super TV Showdown stream over at patreon.com/onlystupidanswers. I got ahead of myself, though. Let's quickly rate this.
Oh yeah,
Out of 10.
Why did I give the last one?
8.
8.
Oh no, 7.9.
9. Oh yeah. I think this is an 8.5 for me. So
Nice.
really, definitely the best of this show, and definitely my favorite of the week.
Favorite of the week, same. For sure. Same and same. Yeah, 8.5 for me.
I'm gonna give an 8.5 as well, and you all have caught up with me.
There we go.
It
took
happened.
a while.
I
Get
knew
on
it
my
happened.
level. I literally started at 3.
I started
yeah.
so
Hey,
dirt
but
low.
but really, honest to goodness, I think that shows a lot of the work this show has done and grown and is finding itself.
And the
I-
work
and I-
I've done and how I've grown.
Yeah,
Yeah,
as a person
As
and
a
a
consumer.
viewer.
But seriously, fingers crossed. Like as somebody that's been a fan of the show since the beginning, fingers crossed that they stick the landing because it's like the
last few episodes are very important.
The next few episodes, since you pointed out with when we've talked about the other shows, they're very procedural. This is for the most part a story.
Yeah.
So the last few episodes will determine a lot.
Yeah, and also for our international supporters on Patreon, or if you're watching this on YouTube, Titans will be coming to Netflix.
Yeah.
as
So
soon as
put
it's
these in
done
your
airing.
pocket for when those come out.
There you go.
Yeah.
But also, like I said, patreon.com/onlystupid for the full Super TV Showdown stream. We're reviewing Flash, Black Lightning, Arrow, Supergirl, Gifted,
Legends of
Tomorrow,
Oh my
Agents of
goodness.
S.H.I.E.L.D.,
Gotham when it comes back.
Lucifer,
Did you find out when that was?
Cloak and Dagger.
I couldn't figure it
Netflix,
out.
so it's
It
all gonna
felt like
be-
April, but then it didn't.
All right.
But it
well,
didn't. It didn't feel like it. But you can also let us know what you think in the comments down below. You guys like to
Please.
do that. And we appreciate the conversation. Like, subscribe, and do all that fun stuff. But again, go to onlystupidanswers.com for all of our podcast
Yes.
news, merch stuff, videos, fun things. You can even ask us questions there if you like. DJ, where can they find you?
At DJ Talks Trash, every place that matters. Roxy
Everywhere at Roxy Stryer.
Bing, bong, boom.
and Sam at Sam Basher.
There you go. Everywhere that
matters.
matters. Hey, we both went up.
I went up too.
Thank you. Hey, you know what? Three-way handshake. Here it goes.
You guys taught me this.
Clap, and thing.
There it is. Thank you, and join us again next week.
We'll see you then. Bye-bye.
Bye.